Hello everyone, welcome to this series of leadership talks where people who directly work in the space of AI would be sharing their experiences. Today we have with us Pratyusha, and Pratyusha is currently working as a manager at Novartis. She has done her bachelor's degree in metallurgical and materials engineering. She has done her advanced management program in business analytics from Indian School of Business. She worked as a research intern with National University of Singapore. Then she joined Bharat Aluminium Company Limited as assistant manager. Then she worked as a key account manager with Adonmo Private Limited. Then she worked with ZS as business operations associate. And now she is working as manager with Novartis, right? She has tremendous experience in this space. So thank you so much, Pratyusha, for pulling off time from your busy schedule.
Thank you so much, Melanie, for the generous introduction. Yes.
Yeah. So the first question that I have, Pratyusha, is related to this agentic coding, vibe coding, etc. While a lot of business heads are saying that zero coding is the future, okay, and from low code to zero code, right? And a lot of companies have moved to prompt engineering and context engineering, etc., to such an extent that they are issuing prompts and job done. And a new role called as specifications driven development, or a new field rather, has come up where you have to give all the instructions clearly. Like you have specifications.md file, markdown file, then you have skills.md file, and so on and so forth. If you can maintain those clearly, then if you can keep nudging your prompts, the beautiful code would be generated. And people are also, creating specifications to ensure that code is secure, modular, scalable, optimized, all sorts of things. In this world, where people are doing away with learning C, C++, Java, and this and that, and Python and R, and they are just focusing on one language called natural language. What do you think will happen to the entry-level jobs? Where students are learning basics of Python, how to install Python, how to run Python lines of code, and then trying to get jobs. What do you think will happen to their jobs? Yeah, Pratyusha.
So, firstly, I think fundamentally what I think is that AI is not replacing people who are willing to learn, but rather it is empowering people who can collaborate effectively with technology. So for a person to basically build a career in this domain, right, analytics or AI engineering, so I believe the fundamentals are important. You should have a strong fundamental in your math, without which you will not be able to understand logic or analytics. But along with this, coding is also important, because in this era, AI can definitely generate outputs, and it can definitely create good codes. And with vibe coding or zero coding, people are able to really create good interactive interfaces from the front end and even back end. But I believe a deeper domain knowledge and business context will always be relevant, and it is becoming even more important in the AI era. So if you don't understand the right business problem, and if you're not able to validate insights, right, you cannot ensure governance and ethics, right, that still require human expertise here. So I believe that for anyone who wants to build a career here, you should know the fundamentals, and you should be open for practical experimentation. That is when we will be able to build products which are useful and which are also ethical. So that is my take on this zero coding or vibe coding. I am also still catching up with this agentic coding. I'm still learning, and I'm also still experimenting. But I feel like reading papers and keeping up to the newer trends is very important. So that is something we should all keep doing, so that we learn and we adapt to this technology shift.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you have rightly said, AI governance is something where absolutely humans should be in the loop. And now people are creating workflows, and high risk workflows, while they're automating, they are using human in the loop. Low risk workflows, they are automating it end to end, right? And one more thing which Pratyusha has said is, be hands-on. Everybody is talking about skills, not the theoretical know-how, right? Practically, can you do the experiments and then can you build a solution end to end? Because today building the user interface and the back end and the front end, with SEO, optimized content, everything is possible today, right? But ethically, one has to do it. Okay, and if you become over reliant on Gen AI tools, then who's going to pay attention to prompt poisoning, okay, data poisoning, those kind of attacks, cyber attacks which might happen. All these need human in the loop, and that analytical know-how should be there. And one more example I can give you, Pratyusha, from a recent thing. People started now focusing on speed. Right?
Yes.
And one of the guys who is a chief data officer from one of the European countries, this guy was saying that in 5 minutes, can someone build a model and deploy it and give me the working URL?
Yeah.
This was asked. So in 5 minutes, can we do it? 16 people were interviewed and 3 people have actually done it. Just 2 prompts, job done, right? And offer letters were rolled out to them. While a lot of other freshers were backing off because they studied only how to manually do things, no knowledge on agentic coding, etc. So do you think the education system also should change? Or do you think, because the Indian government is saying from 3rd standard onwards, they'll be taught Python coding. And it's already live from 2026. 3rd class kids will be taught machine learning, etc. While this happens, do you think the BTech grads or the bachelor's degree grads who will eventually come into the workforce, should they also be taught those basics?
Yeah, I think teaching coding to a 3rd standard person without the fundamentals of why we are coding, or without the fundamentals of math, or even for them to get a real life problem understanding, right, is maybe it's good for small scenarios. Give them small projects just to give them a hang of what coding is or how implementation is. It's good that people are learning about it, but I believe that there is a reason why certain topics are introduced at a higher level than at a lower kindergarten or lower primary school level, right? So even I've seen news that 5-year-olds in Singapore are actually doing vibe coding and building applications. It's good to know that they're able to do it, but in general, I think people will lose a strong sense of fundamentals. So more than keeping up to the trend, I think one should focus on fundamentals, on why we are actually doing this or why we are building an application. And if the kids are really able to take it forward, great, definitely. Because I do see that even with my son, kids learn very quickly. So maybe that would be really good. But my emphasis would be that you should have very strong fundamentals and then probably take it forward from there. Yeah.
Good. Well said. Um, and the final question that I have is, Pratyusha, since you're working in Novartis, how important is AI governance in the applications that are built in your space?
Yeah. So when it comes to Novartis or any healthcare organization, our domain is very restricted because we, more than using AI, I think the primary goal for us is to ensure good patient care and ensure that the service what we offer is the drugs what we offer are legitimate and FDA approved, right? So right now in Novartis, where we use AI is basically primarily to increase productivity, and also I think AI is also efficiently used in R&D, drug R&D, to come up with I think discover drugs and novel processes where we can basically come up with a molecule basically quicker than what we used to do before. But in the space where I work, right, in the Martech product management, where we build products that help enable marketing for these organizations, we are basically focusing on building something where people can actually come and use natural language to query or natural language to give their business context and come up with insights. So it is important that we use AI, but how the governance becomes very, very important for big industries like us, because there is a lot of I would say there is a lot of how do I put it? There's a lot of R&D that goes, and that should not be given away easily. So we should protect the interests of the drugs and protect the interests of the end use case, right? At the end of the day, we are here to offer good patient service. So that should be protected, and ethical use of AI is very, very important. So that's where the focus is always iterated to us and always emphasized to us within our organization. And that's where we also try to build applications in a way where so that's why we have a lot of restrictions. So I have tried my hand on vibe coding, but I really could not do zero coding because it's really restricted for us. Yeah.
Got it, got it. So maybe AI governance is built in a very strong way because you deal with drugs and US FDA approval. People, if they copy and paste some drug formulation and say any of the Gen AI tools and ask questions, then that information is gone if it's not well protected. So no wonder AI governance is the next big thing. And if you were to hire any fresher in your company, Pratyusha, today in the current world, what kind of skills would you look for?
So I think at least for the roles which I interviewed so far, a good domain knowledge with good fundamentals on maybe at least SQL and Python coding should help us. And also a person who's willing to learn, and a person who's basically willing to adapt to the changing trends is what we are looking for.
Wonderful. So there we go, friends. So Pratyusha is very clearly saying that if I have to hire someone, you need to be willing to learn, willing to experiment, and domain knowledge is very, very important. So until unless you work on real world projects by choosing some industry sector domain, you'll not get that knowledge. That knowledge is not easily available. You can gain the technical knowledge, but domain knowledge also, if you were to add, then it becomes easier for you to get a job. Thank you so much, Pratyusha, for pulling off time from your busy schedule and sharing your knowledge and experiences. I'm 100% certain the knowledge that you shared is going to help a lot of people. Thank you and all the best for your future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Parin. Thank you for having me over.
Thank you.
Bye.